Hey, Apophis here, and with my first Elden Ring video, I'm showing off a build that can be played at low level or mid level, and we're using dual cold Naganatas. We're using the Naganata, or a spike spear, because they come with an innate bleed proc, and then we can apply frost on top of that, so now it has two statuses, roughly 80 frost and 45 bleed. You get the Spear Talisman Liurnia Crystal Cave, which is a pretty easy walk from the first bonfire. And you get the Sword Seal at Fort Farron. You could warp there from the Third Church America. And you get the Naginata at the Gale Tunnel, but you'll need a friend to drop you a second one, or to transfer one from another character. I chose to use two Naginatas instead of one, because the Spike Spear proved to be too difficult to farm. And let's get into it. This first person here, they were pretending to be an enemy. That was pretty clever. And so if you only get one spear hit, you're not going to get a lot of damage, but once you get both spear hits, you can easily proc the frostbite or the bleed, which will let you get another free hit. And so, like, one big advantage the build has is just its ability to out-poke people, and also, you know, do a lot of status damage on top of having, like, flat, magic, and normal damage. And so, this guy has a password phantom here, and this guy's pretty meaty, so, you know, let's see how this plays out. You know, that was the time that I learned that Prelant's Charge can actually proc bleed, which is pretty insane. I never even knew that interaction was, you know, in the game. So that was cool. Always a good learning experience. Attempting to damage the host a little more to just kind of peel him, but he's making a good run for it. This guy has way too much poise to stun. So it's kind of dumb of me to trade there, but you see how much more defense the Password Phantoms have. He got hit cleanly both times there, didn't even take 100 damage. That was pretty insane. But again, this is why statuses are really great for invasion builds, because even if they have a ton of defense, you know, they can't avoid taking that huge amount of damage once the status procs. See here, I thought you could get a free backstab, but apparently the game just says no backstabs ever, so I should have just, you know, ran up and mashed L1 or done anything else but actually try to punish it like you would think that you would. That was a lesson. And my spacing's a little bad well, at the time, because I think it was about like 1:30 in the morning when I was recording this, so I wasn't playing my best, but yeah, you can't just spam parry either. I'm very thankful that parry frames are fairly limited in this game. And I'm just trying to proc the status. I'm pretty tired here. I could have just baited out the guard counter and just used R1 to poke and finish him there, but I was a little sloppy on my play. And now we're going to show off a mid-level variant. So this build can be played from, I think, like 50 to 70. You know, at 50, you're going to be using a plus 12. At 70, you would preferably using somewhere between a 15 and an 18. Yeah, I think I'll show off my stats by the end for this version. So one of the major differences is that I'm using the Bull Goat set in order to get 103 poise, or at least the Bull Goat chest. I think it's Bull Goat chest, veteran legs, and veteran gloves. And yeah, the using Bloodhound step with the frost infusion through the glintstone whetstone is a really great play. This lets you move around really quickly, and you know, I'm not using it here enough, but yeah, it definitely adds a lot of mobility to a build that, like, you know, definitely needs it. because, you know, your poking type builds, people are going to try to run away after taking a bit of damage. You know, especially if they see that you have poise, they're not going to want to engage. So you have to be able to force the trade. So he's kind of running away here. Knocked him out of the air somehow. Didn't even see that. The jumping attack on double spears is actually a twin poke, which is awesome. But yeah, you can see that, you know, he tried using his katana R1s into my poise. Didn't work out for him. You're not going to be able to out-trade that much poise. And here are my stats. I pretty much maxed Vigor and took the base stats and used Radagon's Sword Seal to basically get myself 19 strength. And I put in a few extra points of dex in order to try out, let's say, a twin blade or some other weapon to give myself some other options. However, that requires me to drop poise to probably around like 91, which is probably fine for most encounters. But just for this demo, I wanted to show off just using the full 103. Also, I believe you could fit a sub 1 weight helm, so probably like a commoner headband into this setup. It'll probably give you like a little more defense. And I think, you know, once I take this to 70, I'm definitely going to try to take my endurance up to 35 or even 40 to give myself more, you know, equipment options. Also, another thing you could do is use your wondrous flask with a faith enchantment, or the faith option to give yourself plus 10 faith. So I take 15 faith, so then I can cast Golden Bow, and then I immediately forget to cast it. Nice. But then, for your second option, you could use the magic damage enhancement, which will give you another 20% magic damage. So realistically, because the weapon is split, you're only getting about 10% damage from it. But also because we're not scaling, any free source of damage is definitely going to be used and appreciated. Oh, and just for a quick addendum, to achieve the 103 poise, you need to use Bulgo Talisman, probably Arsenal Charm +1, and of course your Radagon Sword Seal for more endurance. Anyway, so that was my first PvP build. I'll definitely be uploading more Elden Ring content in the next couple of weeks, so look forward to that, and if you like it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe.